Evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Village Board meeting here on August 11th, Monday. Would you please stand and join us all in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
This evening we'll be starting with Trustee Stapleton.
Here.
Worsley.
Here.
Kittredge. Here. McClafferty.
Here.
Shaughnessy.
Here.
Snagowski.
Here.
Okay. All right, next up, we have our consent agenda, which consists of the following items. We have approval of minutes from the Committee of the Whole from July 21st. We have approval of disbursements for the dates July 29th through August 11th. And we have a resolution R-56-25 approving an intergovernmental agreement for the tax appeals defense. We need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Trustee Kittredge, seconded by Trustee Snagowski. Do we have any questions from any of the trustees on this, please? All right, roll call, please.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Worsley.
Yes.
Kittredge.
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up, we have the mayor's report. We have several things going on as the summer winds down. We have the Lamont Farmers Market, as always, on Tuesdays from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Village Green. Again, that's located on 322 Main Street next to the Pollyanna Social. It's hosted by Astor Gardens. So please visit the Facebook page for all the vendor information each and every week. And also, again, our car shows, our cruise nights are again on Wednesday, August 13th. It will feature the antiques and street rods from 6 to 9 p.m. It's also Citgo's STEM night and kids night from 6 to 8 p.m., so bring the kids as always. Wednesday the 20th is the ever popular emergency vehicle night, and that's always one of the probably the biggest and loudest nights, and we always appreciate the several law enforcements. We have, what is it, Chief? Probably 20 to 30 to 40 different towns come through. Is that right? Yeah. Awesome, awesome. So please check that out. Please visit Lamont Cruise Night's Facebook page for any event date cancellation along with any other information. Let's keep our fingers crossed and it doesn't rain this coming Wednesday. Also, the last Sunset Soiree is this Thursday, August 14th, featuring Fuse, which was rescheduled from the last rainout date. Seating again opens up at 6 p.m. on Stevens Street, and the band and the music comes on from 7 to 10 p.m. So please bring your chairs and, as always, enjoy. And again, hopefully the rain stays away for our last one. Please keep an eye on the Lamont Park District's Facebook page for any additional information. Also, the Lamont Keep It Taw Day Parade and Fun Fest takes place on Sunday, August 31st. The parade kicks off at 1 p.m., followed by the Fun Fest a little bit later on, and that will last through 11 p.m. The fest will feature kids' activities, live music, an artisan market, food vendors, and much more. Please visit the website, lamontkeepitaw.com, for more information. Again, that's always a fun favorite as the summer unfortunately starts to wind down, so please check that out. Also, coming up, the Lamont High School Education Foundation presents Food for Thought, Taste on Lamont, which will be on Saturday, September 6th from 5 to 11 p.m. in the Metro Lot in downtown Lamont. This annual fundraiser features outstanding food, beverages, live music with the headliner Mike and Joe, and additional entertainment. Tickets can be purchased in advance at the door at an increased price, albeit. So please get those tickets in advance. Again, this is a fundraiser that supports our entire high school, and it's always a great outing to see everyone. And again, it's always one of the things that kind of brings the summer to end. So please check that out. Also, if you have not done so, please sign up for urgent and emergency notification, our system for Lamont Alerts, which is powered by Everbridge. This is our primary urgent and emergency notification system, and it is important that residents receive these alerts, especially in emergency situations. Please visit lamontil.us/Lamont Alerts if you do not have access to a computer or a mobile device and want to receive alerts on your home telephone. Please call our administration department at area code 630-257-1590, and they will get you entered to receive these alerts. And lastly, as always, please visit our village website, event calendar for events listings at lamontil.us, and also the event calendar at lamontdowntown.com, which will include many events, happenings, and of course, what's going on with our businesses. So that is the mayor's mention. And coming up next, we're going to go into the clerk's report, but we have a lot of people here tonight, and we want to thank everyone for coming out. Just a show of hands, we usually do the audience participation at the end, but if you're coming here, which I assume you are for a specific topic, would like to know that because we'd like to hear from you before we actually vote on that. So is anyone here, just raise your hand if you're here for the grocery tax. If you're here for the annexation properties, okay. Is anyone here for anything else? So what we'll do is, okay, and just what's it about? What's your topic that you?
Question about the permit for NPDES. We should have a public hearing. I don't know if that too late for that, and we did not know about it, about dumping some water, chemicals into the area.
That's not on the agenda, but we'll have an audience participation at the end, okay? So I just want to make sure, obviously it sounds like the annexation, we have a big crowd for that. So we'll do, Mike, you'll handle that as far as once we get into it. So, all right, with that being said, I think that's second on the clerk's report, and we'll open that up, but let's go into the clerk's report and go from there, okay?
Do the first one.
Yes.
Okay. The first item I have this evening is an ordinance.
Microphone. Go ahead, see if you can get it closer. Can you hear it now?
Wow. The first item I have this evening is an ordinance, and it's O-41-25. And this is amending Title III of the Municipal Code, implementing municipal grocery retailers occupation tax and municipal grocers service occupation tax in the village of Lamont.
Okay, need a motion, please.
Moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Forsley. George, you want to talk about this?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In August of 2024, about a year ago now, the governor signed into legislation repealing the state of Illinois 1% grocery tax, effective January 2026. Currently, the tax is collected by the state and distributed to local municipalities, including Lamont. And the village receives approximately $400,000, probably a little bit higher now, closer to $500,000 annually from this revenue source. The legislation gives municipalities the authority to replace this loss of revenue with an equivalent local tax. And we've had this conversation at committee meetings. We've also put it in the newsletter. The majority of towns in and around Lamont have already gone through the process to implement the replacement tax, and it has to be passed by local ordinance by October and recorded in order to have a seamless replacement tax collected by January 1st. Again, we've talked about it at a couple committee meetings and also put in the newsletter, and haven't received a whole lot of feedback. This revenue does, get put into our general fund to help fund our operations.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off this, again, there's an unfunded mandate from the governor. that comes out of our general fund. It's going to be close to $500,000. That supports our police, our police and safety services, our public works, our infrastructure, among other things. That tax cannot be replaced by anything else in our eyes, because a lot of that tax, based on what we did from a sales tax analysis, several amounts of our sales tax comes from non-village residents. So again, this has to be something we have to continue to do. We do not, have extraordinary surpluses to be able to take such a massive hit in our budget. So again, that's, something that we've talked about quite a bit at length. Again, it's for police, safety, public works mainly. So with that being said, I know, Rick, did you have something else to add?
I just wanted to add that the governor's follow-up on this was that this was allowed for non-home rule towns. So essentially, just to reiterate on the thing and re-summarize, there is no additional tax. It's the same amount of tax that you're currently paying. In fact, the state of Illinois is still going to collect the tax because they still want to touch it and then give it to us. But it's right now, they collect it directly. In this case, it'll be collected by them for us. It's the same amount. It's just a different shift in who says they're taxing. So the governor doesn't want to say he's taxing, but he'll allow the villages to reinstitute the same tax, and that's what we're doing.
So the takeaway here, this is not an additional tax. It's currently what's been in place, for the last several years. Darshana, anything else to add there? All good? Okay. Thank you. All right. With that being said, roll call, please.
Okay, Stapleton?
Yes.
Worsley? Yes. Kittredge?
Yes.
Lafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Stigowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. All right, so again, this is going to be the annexation. I'm going to ask for a motion just to talk about this. It's not, the vote. And then what we'll do is we'll open this up for discussion. And Mike will kind of fill you in on the rules. But anyway, go ahead, Charlene. Next
Okay.
ordinance.
The next ordinance I have is O-42-25. Okay. The next ordinance I have is O-42-25, and this is annexing property located at 11S240, 11S260, 11S276, and 11S286, Lamont Road, Lamont, Illinois.
Okay, need a motion to discuss this, please.
So move.
So we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kittredge. All right, I just want to make sure. Okay. All right, with that being said, we're going to first, is there anyone here that's going to fill this in on is gas and wash? Yeah. Go ahead. Why don't you go to the microphone, please? And just give us, the reasons for the annexation and your thoughts as far as looking into these properties.
Sure. As you know, we've purchased several parcels of property.
Should identify yourself, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, my apologies. Name is Michael Hackett, address 8200 West 185th Street, Tinley Park. Speaking on behalf of Gas and Wash, as you know, we've acquired several parcels on Lamont Road. They're currently unincorporated, and we have two choices. We can electively proceed as an unincorporated property, or we can request that the properties be annexed into the village of Lamont due to contiguity to Lamont National Bank. And at this time, what we'd like to do is we'd like to request an annexation of the properties as R1 residential into the village of Lamont. And should we elect to proceed forward, we'll be back at a later date.
Okay, so
Mr. Mayor, just to go over, this annexation request is by the owner, the rightful owner of the properties. They're not requesting any special zoning whatsoever. There would be permitting.
All right, okay, this is one thing we do here in Lamont. We respect each other, okay? So there's no hooting and hollering. There's no, we respect you. So when you are talking, please let that person speak, and we will, reciprocate that as well. So please go ahead, Mike, continue
Thank
on.
you. And it's R1 zoning, which is residential. If at the time that they do request zoning, they will have hearings, there'll be permitting hearings, everything like that. But Mr. Hackett has stated contiguity. Lamont National Bank for over 25 plus years has been in the village of Lamont. The only properties is the only municipality that is contiguous to their properties. We know that a neighboring village, Woodridge, has been at least educating the public about that corridor. That corridor is not, they're not able to even annex it, much of that property. They don't have contiguity under the law. So just to make that clear, so this in front of you is only an annexation request for the R1. Also, as long as I have the microphone, when public comment occurs under 2-2.08.060 on our code, public comment, it has been our custom and practice that we allow 30 minutes of public comment.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Listen.
3 minutes, 3 minutes per speaker, 30 minutes total. So that has been a custom and practice. That is under our code. So I just wanted to do that, say that as well, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, and Mike, I appreciate that. Hey, we're here to understand your thoughts, right? And to understand the issues. And I mean, to piggyback off that, let's be respectful. And what I mean by that of other people's time. So if you have the same thoughts and concerns as the other speaker, let's try and keep that time for other issues that, other people might have, okay? And again, we're here to understand, if I was a guest, you're here to maybe open up a gas station, is that correct?
That's potentially correct, yes.
Okay, and I know we have one here on the other side of town, and, I think, speaking on behalf of all of us, I think it's been a very successful, a very clean operation, something that's gone, it's a win-win for everyone that was village-owned land at the time. It's really cleaned up that corridor. And so again, I know we have respect with doing business with you. Obviously, tonight's issue is not going to address what specifically is going in there, what type of requests you might have. That has to come down the road. That has to go through public hearings. That has to go through planning and zoning. Those are that's the process that it goes through. So tonight is just annexation, and just so everyone understands, Mike, they can de-annex out, correct?
As usually, we agree if they want to disconnect, which is de-annex, we will agree to that as well, and that is always on the table, Mr. Mayor.
And if they do de-annex out, they
go into unincorporated. I will also state that there is the state of Illinois, because of the duplication of efforts, is encouraging annexation all throughout the state.
Okay. And, well, okay, I'll leave it at that. Mike, do you have anything else to add as far as?
No, I think you've spoken exactly what we
Okay.
are and
All
what we
right.
do represent and how we operate.
Okay, I think the one question I have is
Sure.
if you choose to de-annex out, would you still open this, whatever you're contemplating up?
It's a potential yes.
Okay, got it, got it. All right, thanks. All right, with that being said, would like to now open up the public session. George, you want to orchestrate that?
Yeah, I think Mike Stillman went through the rules pretty clearly, but yeah, I can kind of start the process to orderly bring anybody out. Why don't we go row by row? You want to start, anybody in the front row want to come up? Well, we'll start in the back row since you have your hand. Why don't you come start up in the back row? Did they start with the sign-up sheet? Just clearly state your name for the record.
Sure.
If you could,
My
so-
name is Anthony Diedick. My address is 11 South 240 Oakwood Avenue. In the letter that was sent out from somebody, my house is on Frontage Road. It is not on Lamont Road, and I have not authorized anybody to take my house. I haven't talked about it with anybody, nothing. Another thing I would like to say is, you guys are all for this gas station. This gas station, sure, it's a beautiful thing. It's built right on 83 and New Avenue. The gas station that they're wanting to build is in a subdivision. There's houses, there's kids, there's people, there's wells, there's everything. And by bringing in a truck stop, especially the size of that one that they want to put in here, is going to kill our neighborhood.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
No, okay, I just want to know, I want to also let you know that my address, 11 South 240, which is on this letter that everybody got, I don't know how my address is on there. I'm on Oakwood Avenue, not on Lamont Road. There is no such address, 11 South 240 on Lamont Road.
All right, just
Yeah, okay, I mean, we want to keep, so just so everyone understands, we don't know what
we did
you're,
not send a letter out, yeah.
there is no communication sent.
Just to clarify, we did not send a letter out, so that might have come from Woodridge.
Well, I got one from Lamont. It has Lamont right on the headline, the header.
I think the agenda, yeah. Okay. I'm going to start by going down the list from the sign-in sheet. So Andrew Stamison.
All right.
Yep. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, sir.
Where did that, was it sent to them?
Hi, my name is Andrew Stamison. I live 11 South 385 Oakwood Avenue. You know, I just wanted to let you know, I spoke to George earlier today. We are a residential neighborhood. We don't, I'm sure there's always people who want to change things, people who want to sell houses, but if they want to sell their house and move the people on Lamont Road, they could have easily sold to other homeowners, not to somebody who wants to build a business. Besides that, we're all on wells there, well and septic. And nobody wants their well. I know there's a lot of, you're going to say that there's no, there might be no contamination, but there might be. And one contamination leads to another. Even if they go on public sewers, which are not there, it still could be a contamination to people's wells in the area. So the other thing I want to ask about the annexation. So if you take the annexation, if you allow this, and then the gentleman here, the car wash, Lenny's Gas, they want to de-annex and leave Lamont, can Woodridge come then, can they annex out of Lamont into Woodridge, even though they're not contiguous there?
Yeah, and again, guys, this
We'll
is,
try to address them at the
yeah,
end, yeah.
what we're doing is
Okay,
we'll write.
so, all right, you don't have to answer.
We'll write the issues down. Like what I heard from you is contamination, and you have an issue about de-annexation of potentially Lenny's Car Wash. And we'll address those at the end.
Okay, also because if he goes to, if you don't annex it, they could probably still build that building, but they will skip Lamont and go right to the county of DuPage. I'm asking that question too.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Next up is Wendy
Berliner.
Berliner.
Okay, I'm just going to try. 30 minutes, sir. You're talking about our homes, our neighborhood. I think we deserve more than 30 minutes with the time that we put it in. That's all I want to say with you. First of all, we had submitted a signature, a petition, an 800 person signatures to Woodridge that we did not want this car. You are going to honor one man something that 800 people don't want. He doesn't even live there. That doesn't sound very democratic to me in any way. You're not representing us as the people who elected you. It's unethical, okay? I want to know in your letter, who are these regional partners who you reference in your letter that make this directive and priority that you regulate this situation? I don't even know what regional partners are. This car wash, or it's not just a car wash. We've heard alcohol, gambling. We've heard all-night truck stop. We're talking noise. We're talking lights. We're talking unsavory behavior. This is a residential neighborhood. It could be destroyed. We love our neighborhood, okay? You can see all the people that are here. One woman at the Woodridge meeting called our little piece of heaven. That's what it truly is. And also, having trucks barreling out of 55 is dangerous. There have been numerous accidents on 97th Street and Lamont Road. You're just encouraging that. I mean, it's like you don't even care about us.
All the time.
Okay, thank
All right,
you.
we're going to say this one more time.
Say that again?
If you do not respect the person talking, we're going to ask you to leave, okay? And
He was supporting me. He's respecting me as far as I'm
Here in
concerned.
Lamont, we respect each other. There's no hooting and hollering.
Then
We're
if
not
you
going to
respect us, then listen to what I have to say.
Ma'am.
Okay, I also want to say, there are other, if this guy wants to build his car wash, you know, which he's got how many? He's a multimillionaire. He's already put over $2 million in those lots to try to push his way into making more money. There's other lots just right next to Speedway, and then there's another big, gigantic lot he could build this that wouldn't disrupt our neighborhood. They're not residential area. It's right in the industrial park, wouldn't upset people. I'm almost done. I just want to say this is how much people love our neighborhood. One of those properties, and I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. One of those properties the man paid overpriced for so he could get the third property. Those people turned around and bought another property in our subdivision. So they'd love it. They could show you how much we love our subdivision. And, you know, this whole annexing thing, this is just the start. We're trying to stop it before it even goes into the rezoning because we know that's going to be the next step. And are we going to hear the information when you're going to vote on it? So I'm saying these things. Also, since I think the other man addressed the fact about we're on wells, where's this guy going to get his water and his sewer? You know, are you going to bring that in? It just seems like you're trying to override us. And I think it's really sad that you can't hear what we're saying as voters, as people, and do this in an ethical, democratic way. And if it's democratic way, you would say absolutely not. These people don't want it. Case closed.
Thanks, Wendy. And again, hey, I know this is very emotional. We get it. But again, just respecting each other. That's what we're trying to do. And we're not trying to, you know, throw people out. That's not what it's about. But we have to be respectful. And again, ma'am, again, please, I understand. It's a very emotional topic here. I get it. But we have to respect. You have to respect each other. Okay.
All right, Laura Regal. Laura Regal. Sorry.
Hi, Laura Regal, 11S236 Carpenter Street, Lamont, Illinois. There's a few issues at hand here that I remembered at tonight's meeting, and that is Lamont had a gas station that was trying to get property by the Hindu temple. And this board of Lamont denied that gas station going in. Okay, you had an intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Woodridge that has since expired. You bring up terms tonight of de-annexation out of Lamont if you allow them to annex into Lamont. Okay, that's new terminology that we're not familiar with at the moment, but it sounds very confrontational and sounds like it's a way that they're trying to get what they want done and process through. You mentioned that they already have a gas and wash in Lamont, and that was put not over people's properties. Houses weren't torn down for it. People weren't disturbed by it. It didn't affect the location that this board approved, didn't affect homeowners and residents, kids, and potential robberies, break-ins, and 3 miles being from an interstate highway that allows them to have 24-hour gambling and alcohol. We all know that right now this is just to zone it for residential property, but we all know that this is going to turn into a public hearing. There wasn't notice given. There was nothing put on the properties that are being zoned tonight and annexed to Lamont. There was no public notices posted on those properties for any of these people here tonight to have advance notice of 30 days that was taking place tonight. So if you're wondering why you're getting the frustration from this audience, it's because the lack of communication and how they feel they're being stabbed in the back and how things are being done behind their backs without their public notice to their community and how it's going to impact them. There's a lot of impact to this. And the comprehensive plan, you can't even write a comprehensive plan for our area because you can only do that for 1.5 miles within the village limits, and we're outside of that. It just doesn't seem right that you would take and actually do this by approving annexation to Lamont by the potential gas station company that you already are doing business with in Lamont. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. It looks like there's more game playing going on and more politics and bureaucracy going on with us. That's why these people are so frustrated. I live in the community too. I've lived there for over 20 years. I lived in Lamont for 5 years of my life when I was a newborn to 5 years old. So do you know what? We would like to respect Lamont too. We would like to have respect for this board. But the only way we're going to achieve that is if you understand that there is over 400 signatures that will be presented to you tonight that are against this project. For this gas station. And there was more signatures that International that subdivision actually acquired too for the other locations. This project is not just, this project isn't just being not wanting it to go through by our community, it's also by the communities surrounding our area that are Woodridge residents. There's a lot of that on play online. There's a lot of Woodridge residents that don't want a gas station here neither. There's other locations for him to put up a gas station. I've talked to the owner. I've given him other locations that are for sale, that are gas stations that he could put a gas station in that wouldn't be changing anything. So I'm going to submit a letter. I'd like you to read my letter also. I've written it by hand because we failed to have a lot of time to do it. Who should I give my letter to, please?
You can give it to me.
Thanks,
Thank
Laura.
you.
Good points. And again, I'm going to walk away with that, annexation, transparency, lack of public meetings to discuss, this. And again, we'll address this with the other issues at the end.
Next up is Maria Elena.
Good evening. My name is Marilena Cordova Pardun. I've been a resident at 11 South 321 Sealy Avenue in Lamont for over 33 years. Can you hear me? No,
Yes,
you can't.
you're good.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Sorry. As I have raised my children here, they've been in scouting. My son is an Eagle Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout mom. My daughter's a Girl Scout. She did Silver Word. They participated in band. I have been very active in every situation, from food pantries to the Rotary and everything, etc. I consider all of you as my good neighbors, my good friends. I consider your family, everybody that connects you, everybody who votes for you. I'm a very, very well-known person, perhaps not as much as I used to, but I do know a lot of people who live in Lamont that know all of you. They know your kids, they know your grandkids. For the same token, I am asking you to please reconsider all the situation that Lenny gas station is trying to do. I am very disappointed in a lot of things, as I told the Woodridge Village, but I'm also disappointed on them, which is the people who represent that gas station. Because if I did a background, and I did a background on them, see how they behave in other situations. I'm just gonna mention one, the one in Wheeling, Illinois. There were people who were not notified in advance. And the village thought there was that much objection, and then once the neighbors got a wind of it, they were there and it was too late. This is the tactic that they do all the time, and it's shameful. They can do it legally, but it's ethically and moral incorrect. It's wrong. This is the way third world countries behave. I know. I was raised in a different third world country, born here, raised over there, and I don't want that here. I don't. And gas stations or not, anything that will contaminate our well, according to the EPA website, which I have an acquaintance that she does the research on those documents, they always pollute the well waters, always pollute the natural waters, always. It's just a matter of time. And he can just pay the fine and say, oh, I'm sorry, we'll do a cleanup and do a bad cleanup, or just pay the fine. That will affect our kids, grandkids. They might be born later on with some defects, some just horrible side effects of this pollution. So I'm begging you, please reconsider the situation. Yes, they're doing incorporate to you, and then later on unincorporate, and then maybe do the village of Woodridge, maybe do just directly to the DuPage County. But in all sincerity, DuPage County might have the final say so for rezoning from residential to commercial. And that for us is almost like a death of kids. But I have hope in you because we are neighbors, we are friends. I know many of you from not directly, but from someone that knows you, that are your neighbors, from music classes and lessons. Please reconsider this. I would never do that to you, and I wish, if I had the money, I would put a gas station right next door in that same block of Lenny himself. I really wish I win the lotto and to do that,
Maria,
because
just-
that's the only thing
Hey, Maria.
that they understand.
Just, yeah, another couple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maria.
Elizabeth Esparza?
Top of that computer. I couldn't see it.
Elizabeth Esparza, 11S 545 Carpenter Street in Lamont. So a lot of our neighbors already mentioned a lot of the things, such as like the environment, and but I also wanted to add, as Laura mentioned, we did go around our neighborhood and we gathered 407 signatures from people that live in our neighborhood that do not want this gas and wash. And as Laura also mentioned, there's also a change.org petition that has 1,514 signatures with people they do not want this gas and wash whenever it was proposed on international and states. A lot of our neighbors already mentioned environmental, but I also wanted to bring up a fact that we only have our subdivision only has three exits. One that is, there's two, where one exit where the gas and wash, they're proposing where the gas and wash will go, and then there's another exit like a block down, and then the other one is many, many, many blocks on the opposite side. But where they want the gas and wash, there is a light. And so if there's only three exits, how are we going to be able to get out without causing traffic and accidents? The other one that's on the same street does not have a light, so people will either have to turn left or right, and again, it will cause a lot of accidents. And not to mention the gas station will bring in more crime. That's And then I am requesting that these 407 paper signatures be included in the public record. So who can I
Awesome.
give this to?
Yep, you can bring it up here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Go sit down.
Next up is Robert Peterson. Oh, thank you.
My name is Robert Peterson. I live at 11S 284 Dunham Road. I would like to thank everybody for giving me the time to speak about this ordinance about annexing the property on Lamont Road. I would like to start off by voicing my dissent on this matter. As we found out tonight, I was going to say that Lenny's Gas and Washer bought those properties. Where on the website that you guys had for the Village of Lamont's notes, it said that the residents there were asking for, of those properties, were asking for annexation. And I just wanted to say that it was a company that was doing that. Let's see. This would be terrible if it was annexed in for the residents of Pleasantdale. Not only do the statistics show that more negative outcomes for the residents with this sort of business, but it also has negative impacts on the environment. And they've discussed many of the things that I would have said, but one thing that they didn't touch on was the fact that this would be right next to I-55 and Lamont Road, and human trafficking is a real thing. So if you had this right next to an easy on and off ramp, our neighborhood is full of kids. It's transitioning over right now from more of an elderly population to a younger population with children. I do not want my kids to be even close to this gas station on a highway, next to a highway, because I don't want them to disappear. And that's a very real thing in today's world. There's already enough traffic and accidents and congestion at the intersection in question here. We do not need to add more of that. The Village of Woodridge already tried to carve out the neighborhood with their plans for a city expansion, and the Pleasantdale neighborhood community came out strong in opposition. If this pursues any further, we will fight just as hard against the Village of Lamont to stop this from happening. We will fight against the rezoning process. We will fight against the entitlement designations and those applications, and we will be at and fight against this at every public hearing and additional meetings. Thank you.
Thanks, Robert.
Next up is Sarah Alvestead.
Hi, I'm Sarah Alvestad. I live in 11S326 Carpenter Street. And I would be a hypocrite if I said I wasn't a customer of Gas and Wash, even though I drive an EV. I like Mickey's Gyros. My kids like Beggar's Pizza. But the fact that you're even considering to put this at a crown of a residential neighborhood shows a lack of humanity on your part. I'm going to echo some of the things that my neighbors have said, but the fact that this truck stop or Gas and Wash would obviously heighten violence that most truck stops do, including prostitution. There would need to be a greater police presence, and of course, the threat of human trafficking. I think we all know with the access on and off of I-55, that brings an endangerment. I am going to talk about the negative environmental effects, such as soil contamination, light pollution, noise pollution, increased fossil fuel. It is a fact since 2012 that we know that fossil fuel emissions cause human cancer. And I'm also going to talk about the fact of one of the golden gems that we have here in this town is Waterfall Glen, and nobody knows that property better than me. And I'm telling you right now, there are 63 endangered animal species, and out of the 422 species of plants, 36 are of special concerns. And if you want to tangle with someone, tangle with a naturalist. I also want to talk about the fact that you will reduce the value in homes of all of these people. You will increase neighborhood traffic in an area that already has too many accidents. And if you annex this and you say there will never be a Gas and Wash, that's another story. But if you are entertaining this, I'm going to be so ashamed of this board, and I'm going to take my family and business elsewhere.
Thanks, Sarah.
Lauren Cook. Next up.
Yes. My name is Lauren Cook. My address is 20W281 Pleasantdale Drive in Lamont. I'd like to start and say our community has been an absolute blessing to us. We moved from Joliet where we could hear gunshots in the back. So my daughter was, when we had her, when we got pregnant, it took us 3 years to find a home where I could feel safe walking her around our neighborhood. So to bring in areas like this, my parents are getting a Love's gas station right down the road. They're unincorporated Joliet. They went and put that in for them to get that. The amount of construction, they just had a kid die on their road because they were racing down the road and crashed in construction equipment. So for me to be able to say that my daughter is in a safe area where if something were to happen to one of us, I know she could run out into any one of my neighbors and be okay. Can I say that if we have trucks coming through, can I say if we have, even if they switch it to renters, how many renters are in our neighborhood? So for the generations that live there, we do have a different fluctuation in what we have. We have older generations and younger. Our older generations have their grandkids over. I can walk down the road and it won't just be, my daughter is welcome. Every one of our neighbors waves, they say hello. It is an amazing area to live. I was so lucky. And to have something like this where I'm worried, even if he does keep it as residential and he rents it out, what are we gonna get for renters? That's a best case scenario for us. So, and who needs to have 4 homes? So if we annex it in to Lamont and you say it's gonna stay residential, what is that still gonna bring us? So we are a absolutely beautiful community. We've worked hard. If you've ever driven back there, it is quiet. You can see lightning bugs, you can see stars. We don't have that in Joliet. We moved here because of this community, because of the respect it has for each other, because of the safety that it has. You guys have amazing schools. You guys have everything that I could possibly imagine. We just had our second daughter, and I couldn't look forward to raising her in this community enough. We have the Lamont Park District, so I can take her to any one of those parks and feel safe with her there and not have to worry about every corner I turn and look. I can take and I can walk her down anywhere. I don't take her to Lamont Road, obviously, because it's very busy. I'm not gonna walk her there. But to get to Waterfall Glen, yes, we do have to cross there if we wanted to go over. But to say there's plenty of nature, there's plenty of enjoyment in our community. I don't have to worry about contamination. I don't have to worry about a lot with where we live. So what has been presented to us has been absolutely amazing, and I could not have asked for more for Lamont, and I absolutely hope you guys continue to provide that. I've recommended friends to move into our neighborhood. I'm very sad that there are 4 houses that are not available for working class families. If we hadn't been able to move into this unincorporated area, we couldn't have afforded to live in Lamont proper. So me and my husband are both working class. I'm a nurse, he works his union up in the city. So we can't pay that $16,000 to $18,000 in taxes for one of the big, beautiful houses. We would have never been able to be part of your community with getting annexed in or things like that. That is a scary thing to us. So, and the fact that there are 4 other families that won't get to take advantage of that either, to get to live what we are getting to live right now and the privilege we have, is also something to consider. So when we are taking away those homes that are valuable homes for an economic status that is not having enough homes for working class families, our home is not even considered a starter home. There is no starter home anymore. So just taking that into consideration as well. So we appreciate everything that we have, and we are really, really hoping to continue with our amazing neighborhood.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right, Kelly Winston.
Yes, my name's Kelly Winston, 20 West, 051 98th Place. On top of just all the other people's concerns, mine is more on just the traffic. The traffic already at 97th Street, south of the highway, is dangerous. Morning times with the Westgate entrance to Argonne, the traffic is, you really have to watch it. traffic coming off of I-55 southbound towards 97th is dangerous. Oftentimes you have to continue to 99th in lieu of getting rear-ended. The bank on the corner, as all of you know, has been closed to the public for years except for drive-up because it was getting robbed all the time. Easy on, easy off the highway, easy back on to get out of there. Putting this big gas station up in a residential area is crazy. I don't know how you would do a traffic analysis would show you just that. You know, they would do the times of peak traffics, and with the influx of more traffic for this particular gas station, it would really be dangerous there. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, Kelly.
Well, we've got the last speaker, Mike Layback. Yep, come on up.
Hi, my name is Mike Layback, 11S 266 Oakwood Avenue, Lamont, which puts me exactly 11.266 miles south of Madison Avenue. And you 20 West people are 20 West, 1.2 miles west of State Street. Anyway, I just wanted to say real quick, couple things I want to touch on. So I'm the guy with the new well. Everybody knows me. So I just dumped $18,000 out of well and went 30 days without running water. So what I want to say is all of our wells are the same. So they're not compromised, they're fine, but they might be more susceptible to pollution, damage, otherwise. I lived in another neighborhood where they were gonna put a Tinseltown movie theater, and the biggest obstacle we had was safety, and they wanted to turn it was right off Route 83 in Willowbrook. They wanted to make all the streets come out in one direction to protect the neighborhood because they were worried about traffic, people turning out of the gas and wash, driving through our neighborhood, shortcutting to Woodward, all this other problem on top of all the other dead animals on Lamont Road that come out of Argonne across the street. The last thing I think I want to touch on is I think everybody's a little out of sorts because the short notice of this meeting that we feel like we were given. And my concern is I work for a lender, so I understand a lot of this. I was on a school board, so I understand a lot of that. But I think the concern that we have is we don't want to feel like we're part of some secret society that's going on, right? We want to be aware. This meeting, we want to know what's up. We want to understand the rezoning, when that's going to happen, if it happens, how it's going to happen, what's the process? Is that closed session meeting? Is it open session, board meetings, public notice? So those things I think we would love some clarification on. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, good transition.
Mike, great points there. And again, I think that's a great prelude. I'm glad we ended on that because, no, I mean, that's why we're here, because this meeting isn't really even well, it could be the beginning of it depending on what happens, but if this passes as an annexation tonight, this is still, many steps into this. And I heard transparency, so I'm gonna take these issues one at a time. Transparency, lack of notice, lack of, having open meetings about this. This is the very possible first step. It could, depending on how the vote goes. But if it does get approved, George, what is the process? And please walk us through those meetings.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I had a good conversation with Andrew on the phone today and had a lot of questions. I mean, annexation is pretty, complicated and boring, a boring topic, actually, to be honest. But we get pretty become experts at it over the years. But it's really not changing the property. It's bringing an extra layer of who gets to regulate the property, right? I mean, the property itself still is in DuPage County, obviously. It's still in Downers Grove Township, just like all of your properties. It's just who regulates it, right? It's not unincorporated anymore. So it's a voluntary annexation, as Mike was talking about. So today is really just a first step of, if the village approves it, village board approves it, it'll be in the village's jurisdiction, and without bringing it into the village, this board can't regulate it and can't accommodate any concerns. So I think that's one thing. But so now it would be under the village's jurisdiction in meetings. So it would go through, a technical review, and then it would go
Which is
through,
a public meeting,
it
correct?
would go through staff. That's more, a little more
Okay,
staff
got
with
it.
engineering, but then it would go through a planning and zoning meeting, a rezoning hearing. That's all public hearings. So that's where, within a 30-day notice, that's a full public hearing where neighbors get notified via mail, via the website, here at Village Hall, but with a 15 to 30-day notification, a legal notification, for a public hearing meeting in the evening in front of our planning and zoning board, which is an advisory meeting board of the village board, where they handle all rezoning requests, planned unit developments, and so they would hear the application. Again, this is probably would be several months out, and then post that meeting, if it got that far, it would come back to the committee of the whole meeting, which would be another public meeting, and then there would be probably another meeting after that. So these are all public meetings, publicly posted on the village's website, and so there's and everything is posted on the village's website and notified according to law. So there's plenty of
Okay.
meetings as part of that process.
And-
Just that this board, the village of Lamont becomes the regulatory agency.
And so, I guess the takeaway here is, and we've seen this over and over, just happened 2 weeks ago. We had the county, Will County, refused to take our advice, and we now have potential users that are going to stay unincorporated and open up truck parking, you name it. They said it's going to be RV parking. Will County approves it. We said, no, we don't want that. We're going to work with them. Guess what? That owner, the very next week, has that property for sale after they got zoning by Will County. And this is what we're trying to avoid. So, this is something, if it passes, we wanted to go through our process. I heard transparency loud and clear. And I would imagine this process is going to take months, potentially, if it does get approved. It depends on at what speed they want to move at. But again, transparency will be there for everyone. And that's one of the reasons why, and possibly if it does pass, we would want it, if they're going to continue on, I think we would want to be able to have some sort of control and understand what's happening there if it does pass. So I heard transparency. I heard environmental pollution and water impact. I heard traffic analysis, safety concerns. Again, all of these issues we're not going to talk about tonight because we don't understand what it is, but that's what this process is for, if it does go to the next step. And this is where things would get flushed out, and I don't want it being flushed out. If it's going in, I think Lamont would, hopefully want to be part of that. But anyway, with that being said, again, I understand it. I appreciate everyone showing up. We all do. We totally understand where you're coming from. And, as far as, next steps, transparency, all that, if it does go, depending on the vote tonight, that's when the process really begins. And that's when we're able to, really understand what's going to happen potentially with this. So, again, I know all of you guys have more questions. It's not a Q&A. If you do have questions, please put them in an email, send them to the village, to George Schaefer. We will address those in a public meeting. So again, thanks again, as far as the issue here on the annexation. So with that being said, any questions or comments by any of the trustees?
Well, I'll go first, Mayor. So I know I can speak for the whole board. We heard you loud and clear. I know that in the room here, there's a tremendous amount of emotion. And so I think it's our job to separate what is really, a feeling of emotion versus the reality. Nobody up here wants to destroy a neighborhood, to harm a child, to ruin a well, your drinking water. Nobody. But we've been asked by a resident or by a business to come into the village and look at a plan. And I believe we have a responsibility to look at that plan and then make a determination of whether or not we agree with it. So no matter what we do here, if they decide to move on, that there will be people that will be unhappy to feel like their voice was not heard. And that's not the truth. I mean, not knowing a whole lot about the planned project, the well water concerns me, that your water might be polluted by the gas station. That would be an issue that, yes, I would never agree to. But the man wants to talk about some possibilities to bring a business into town, which everybody would benefit, and hopefully you too. So I'm telling you, I'm not here to argue. I'll give you my opinion, and you can think of it what you will. But if I vote on the issue, it's only for one thing tonight, and that is to give the person a chance to bring the property under the review of the village in a clear and open process. There's no secrets. There's no hidden agenda. Nothing will be pulled out in the middle of the night. It will be an open agenda. If it goes to the county, we have no say in the matter whatsoever. So I just give you my feelings on that, so you know where I stand.
Okay, so I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know, maybe you just got in here later. We respect when people talk. We have, this gentleman's talking. It's now time for the trustees to talk. We heard from again, this initial thing. This will go through a full process where we will be able to hear, we don't even know what the plan is. We can sit there and guess. We can, have, again, please, sir, respect what we're saying here, okay?
You can't do that.
Yeah. So,
You can't.
no.
You can't. We're not voting on that.
So again, with that being said, any other comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Forsley?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Smirkowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up.
The next resolution I have is R-57-25. And this is approving a professional service constellation.
I'm sorry,
agreement.
I tell you what, I'm sorry. Hey, we are here to respect everyone. This is a public process, okay? And I'm telling you, sir, if you're not going to respect it, if you're not going to respect the process, please, please exit. Sir, we're not gonna debate this right now. Please, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
This is approving a professional
All right.
services.
All right, hold on. Hey, I tell you right now. Please.
Want to listen to him? Oh, come on.
What's going on? You and Woodridge are trying to do the same thing. You guys just did
Sir.
better.
Sir,
You gotta go. Sir. You gave this scumbag something here. Sir. But the rest of us
Get him.
have to deal
Chief,
with
gotta
it.
walk him
out. Walk him out, yeah.
Yeah. No. All right, guys. Guys, we're going to take a quick recess. Obviously,
I'll make a motion for recess.
I need a motion for a recess. All right.
It's an annex. The real fight's going to be keeping them from getting the gas wash.
Mark, hey, Chief.
Seconded by Kittredge?
Need a motion to reconvene after our recess here.
So moved.
Okay, motion, McClafferty, trustee Shaughnessy. We, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are reconvened. All right. Next up, Charlene, you are still, I think we're on number 3 here. R5723.
Right, that's
Yep.
it. Okay, so my next one is now R-57-25, and this is approving a professional services consulting agreement with Ryan LLC and the Village of Lamont for Main and Malley Road TIF study.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Okay, motion by trustee Kittredge, seconded by trustee Forsley. Who's taking this,
Yep, I
George?
got this
You got this one?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Main Street corridor in the Malley Road and surrounding area has been a topic for discussion for the last several years as a key gateway to the community with industrial and other transportation-type uses. Blight and other factors may be preventing many of the areas from redeveloping into higher-value potential opportunities. We've talked about this at a committee meeting recently and other meetings in working with a TIF consultant to evaluate the area for potential TIF and other incentives to help spur development in this area. To do so, a 3-phase study would be required, which includes the preparation of an eligibility study, a redevelopment plan, and financial analysis for the district. Attached is a resolution, a professional services agreement with Ryan LLC. We've worked with them on a couple different projects. They're pretty much one of the only consultants in the area that does this type of work. They've changed names of the firm, but Kane McKenna was their previous name. They've merged with a larger firm recently. They do good work. Just to study that Main Street corridor, to see if we can kind of incentivize some higher value development in that area, especially with the triennial reassessments coming up. There might be some opportunities for trail development, some higher value development in some other areas. So, they'll get started if approved in the next month or so, and this process takes about 6 months.
6 months. And again, we've talked about this area. TIF money, again, would be used, it has to be used in the area that it is attributed to. We have a lot of trail potential waterway as well. This could be used for, to clean up this area again. This would be more to the west of our 83 in Maine, correct?
Correct, yeah. There's some contamination out there. There's floodplain, lack of utilities, and they don't think there's a huge issue with qualifications, and
We do have, again, to piggyback off a concept we just talked about, the previous subject, unincorporated areas. Unincorporated areas, if they do not come in to Lamont, we have no jurisdiction over them. We cannot regulate them, and we have no say in what goes on in these areas, which is unfortunate, and we've learned the hard way on this, not necessarily because of us, but because of the way the process has played out. But something like this, as new potential unincorporated, owners of these sites, again, we would prefer for them to be able to come in. A TIF could help us potentially, make things safer of these, entrances and exits, help us give more cover so that anytime there's a type of eyesore of these unincorporated sites, we can at least have some say in regulating it, so forth, so on. So again, don't know if there's any other comments about this. If not, roll call, please.
Okay, Stapleton?
Yes.
Worsley?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
And Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
Okay, the next item I have is also a resolution, and this is R-58-25. And this is authorizing an order and a purchase of a salt conveyor with certain specifications and equipment.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Ralph, you want to take this?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Everyone's leaving for my item. So, this year we budgeted $150,000 for this salt elevator. We're gonna purchase it right from Kimco out of Marshall, Illinois. The price was $109,612.64, so staff recommendation is to move forward with the resolution and purchase.
Thank you, Ralph. Any questions or comments, please? Okay, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Horsley?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Nagowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item I have is a resolution again, R-59-25, and this is authorizing the award of a contract for the 2025 sidewalk improvements.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Shaughnessy, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Ralph, are you taking this one?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is for our concrete replacement program. We've been doing this program for 5 years now. It makes a lot of people happy. So we had 8 bidders on this project, with TCD Concrete Works being the low bidder at $123,736. So staff recommendation is to award it to TCD Concrete.
Thanks, Ralph, appreciate it. Any questions, comments?
I'd just like to say, yes, I took advantage of that. Ralph, they did a great job.
Yeah,
So I know it's very worthwhile.
I do
I
have a
don't-
question, though, like, all the sidewalks that don't have sidewalks, you know, like, that are just the dead end, like where sidewalk ends?
Yeah.
Can we start looking into incorporating?
Well, there's a lot of issues why there aren't sidewalks there. So that's
the-
what the problem is.
I
You
think
know,
the
some people-
capital budget per time, we've got to.
Yeah, so we do review that stuff. Where we can, we add, we try.
Okay.
But sometimes it's not possible because people own to the middle of the street in some locations.
I'm
And,
still looking for like the high school to have.
yeah, so we'll talk.
Okay.
We could talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think capital budget time's a good, and we were able to do the one by
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah, anytime we
So-
can connect, we want to. And this is a replacement program for people that call in throughout the year.
Yeah.
So if we, deem it to fit our requirements to replace, we do so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ralph.
That's a good point, though. If you see any areas that the gaps and any ones that are top of mind, bring it up during the budget process. Maybe we can start to work with property owners on easements. It's tough. I know the older sections of town, it's almost impossible, but, some of those areas, though, if we could ask a homeowner for an easement and fit one in, but, yeah, over by Starbucks, that was a tough one.
But it got done.
It did. That was. You don't want to know what Ralph had to do to get that one in.
All right, Ralph, thanks, buddy. All right, any other comments, questions? All right, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Horsley? Yes. Kittredge?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
And Snagowski.
Yes.
All right, motion approved.
And that's all I have this evening.
Oh, thank you, Charlene. All right. Moving on. Next up, Village Attorney Report. Mike, do you have anything?
I don't have anything further, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. George, Administrator Report.
I have nothing further today, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, do we have any board reports? Staff reports? All right. Any unfinished or new business? All right, with that being said, we are going into executive session.
You want to do a general audience?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We had
Yeah.
the one issue that was unrelated to the agenda item. I don't know if anyone.
No.
No,
That's going to be related.
Because it's like new business now, because now it's annexed.
what do you think, Mike? He wants to bring up the related.
I just want to ask about now that it's annexed. All I just want to know is.
Well, that's fine. You want to come up? Yeah.
Yeah, just come
that's
on.
fine.
Yep.
Same rules apply. 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, I just have a couple. Just,
Yeah.
you know, I just want to know now that the property's annexed.
All right. You found
So,
a
officially. Now it's in the village of Lamont. So now it's not unincorporated anymore, correct? So now, who, as you said that you will represent us,
Well, no, because we had a conversation on the phone, and I'll let you finish, but.
But I can't, well, because.
It's not the whole subdivision, it's just.
No, just those 4 properties, right, that's correct. You didn't, nobody else asked to annex, only those 4 properties. So now that those 4 properties, with those 4 properties, when they want a zoning request, let's say they come here, we go to the zoning process, and you decide that, no, we're not gonna change the zoning. Can they then go over your head and go to the go to the county and disregard your recommendation?
No.
So
But that's.
They would have to
They would have to
de-annex out.
disconnect first.
they'd have to disconnect because now your word is law now.
Yeah.
and
Well,
not the
right now,
county.
yeah, it's zoned R1 right now, which is
Right.
residential.
Okay,
if
so you-
anything above and beyond that would have to be approved by this board
That's correct.
if they stay in the village of Lamont. If they de-annex out, they go, I guess it'd be.
And that's
DePage.
where, and that's why this board.
Right, okay,
typically-
so you're representing them now. Well, they're in the village now. Okay, so you make the decisions on what happens there, the zoning decisions.
Absolutely.
Not the county.
100%.
Correct,
Okay,
yeah.
that's, I just want to
100%,
clarify that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's why, this board has preferred annexation. They want local control of land use, versus a body that's, how far is DuPage County? In Carroll Stream, is it? I don't even know, where is DuPage County? Right, Darshana, you have to.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
Wheaton
massive,
versus
many
the body
townships
that's in Wheaton,
involved.
Right, so I mean, you want local control of property that is in or near Lamont, so that you can come to a boardroom that is very close to your house and complain or express your displeasure with the development or ask for buffer.
How much pleasure
Yeah.
you are.
So I mean,
Okay, no,
versus
I
if you
just
go-
wanted to clarify that.
No,
I didn't understand.
and I'm just expanding upon why local control matters, because if you go to Wheaton, how responsive are they going to be to your concerns? Or if you go to Springfield, for example, how responsive are they going to be to your concerns? That's why local control is important. That's why, I can't remember a time where this board has ever said no to an annexation. If anyone asked to come be part of Lamont, usually this board says yes, right?
Because we
When
want
was
to
the
be
last
able
time?
to have a decision in what goes on there.
so
And again, we had the same exact meeting with a user on the west side of town that, unfortunately considered Lamont, and then they said, hey, you know what, we'll just go through the county. And got approved by the county, and now we have to live with what goes there, and that's unfortunate. So again, I'm not trying to compare the two, but I'm just giving you kind of the thought process of.
Right, that is a good comparison, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Okay.
All right, thank you very
Oh,
much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, anybody else? No? Yeah, you come on up.
No, I know. We'll keep it at
How you doing? I'm Bill Russo. I live at 11 South 380 Oakwood. I'm in Pleasantdale. Question, if their property is annexed in, what you guys annex them in, and that's residential, how long does he have to do or keep up on the properties that are there that are vacant? There's 2 homes that are vacant there now. Is there, does he have to do any proofs or house, minus keep the grass cut, any of that stuff?
He has to
And-
comply with the code of the village of Lamont.
Okay, and then how long does he have to come back and then try to rezone?
Yeah.
I mean, can he
Yeah,
come in
there's no-
tomorrow, next meeting, what?
No, Mike, but there's really no timeline.
As George said, there's then now a process. When
Right.
notice goes out, it could occur as soon as, as long as the notice requirements are followed. But that, we don't know. We're reading, the only thing that was in front of us was whether they could be an R1 annexation. But there will be notice, as George said, which under the annexation wasn't required. So then is when surrounding landowners will get notice of anything.
Okay, so if he wants to decouple and then get out of Lamont, he has to go either through the county, or does Woodridge come back? How does that work? If he wants to get annexed out, if he wants to try to get the zoning to commercial and he wants to decouple, because that's what he's gonna do. He's zoned for residential now. Obviously, the goal for that gas station is to be commercial over there.
Yeah, we can't speak on
mean,
behalf of
I mean, that's,
him or what.
I mean, that's the end goal. You don't buy four properties and 4 homes and own a gas station and have plans to build it and not build
What's
it.
your question then? How
Well,
would you go about it?
because he's going to be zoned residential, and eventually he's going to want to not be residential, and he's going to push for commercial.
Rezoning with the Village of Lamont.
Right.
He could de-annex and
Right.
then go back to what he was at DuPage County.
Okay.
He cannot go to Woodridge because Woodridge is not contiguous to the property and still isn't. So unless Woodridge ends up with property that makes that property contiguous, he can't go to Woodridge. He can either go to Lamont, which he is now,
Right.
or he can go back to DuPage County.
I got you. But on August 20th, Woodridge is having a meeting. We got a letter about that, and it's kind of about the same thing. So not quite sure how Woodridge is involved if you're saying that they're not.
So, Bill,
I mean,
again, I'm not going to talk for behalf of Woodridge, Bill,
Right.
but Woodridge has land not necessarily next to these 4 properties, but they do have land south of
Right.
I-55. So I don't know what they're doing or what they're, I guess it could be other properties that touch their property. That's the only way they could go into Woodridge, as far as we know. But again, I think that's a question for them, Bill.
Could there be any way where Woodridge, if the county takes over, can Woodridge ever try to annex that property?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just spitballing. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we gotta, I don't know. I think we gotta move it on.
In order to go into a municipality, either you're, as they said, you're unincorporated or you have to have contiguity. Contiguity means, does land touch it?
Right.
The National Bank is Lamont.
Yep.
So you have to say, those properties, does Woodridge touch any of those? That they would want to come in? I think you can look at the maps. I don't
Right.
want to give any opinions on that, but there's no contiguity for Woodridge.
And they have
So it's
to-
2 spots, Lamont or DuPage County.
And they have to come from where they are, so they can't just pick an island and say this is now Woodridge. It's like a puzzle. I mean, the pieces.
No, I know, I hear you.
Keep adding on.
I know
We
the
have to stick to it.
Speedway,
Yeah. We gotta stick to our rules, to 3 minutes that we gotta.
like the Speedway's in Darien, and
We
it's,
gotta move it along. Sorry.
Yeah, Bill, do this. Bill,
Maybe we'll do a
why don't you,
special-
do one of 2 things. Either put an email of questions you have, and we're more than happy to address them, or give us a call, and we'll address
that's
them,
fine.
okay?
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
All right, I think we're good.
Okay, we all good?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so that's audience participation. Next up, we're going to request a motion to enter to executive session to discuss under Chapter 5 ILCS of the Open Meetings Act. We're going to be discussing in executive session potential purchase or lease of real property, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. And in addition, that's 2C5, by the way. In addition, we will be talking about 2C11, which is litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis of the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. That's a lot there, but I'm going to have a motion for those 2 items to go into executive meeting.
So move. Second.
We have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Horsley?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved to go into closed session. Again, we want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Obviously, we had a lot of discussion. we always appreciate that, and we will continue. Obviously, there are some very emotional impact issues that we talked about tonight, and again, look forward to talking more about those potential issues. So with that being said, did we get a motion yet to go into executive? Okay, and did, yeah, okay, need a roll call, please, to go into executive.
Session. Okay. Stapleton?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Forsley?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
And Shaughnessy?
Yes.
And Sadowski?
Okay, thank you. We'll take like a 30-second break. We'll clear the room and we'll go into executive session. Thanks again, everyone. Have